Back in Melbourne, folks. Oh, look what I just spotted. Trying to work out what that lump is there. I just got back about half an hour ago and I'm just giving the garden a water because we had some decent weather here. Nobody was home really to look after it. So I pulled out the watering wand and my liquid feed, but look at this. We just destroyed a mushroom. Look at that. Now that looks like a pine mushroom, guys. Well, it's destroyed now. I hit it because it was mulch over the top. That's a good sign. That's a fungi. You know what? When they do that, they basically little solar panels getting more energy. And if you see mushrooms, you know, varieties, even if you don't recognise what they are, they're all fungi, but there are some exotic ones. And, well, I shouldn't say exotic, but some of them that are quite poisonous, in fact. So as good as they are for the garden and providing the microbes in the soil and, you know, developing all that wonderful nutrient for plants to take up, I highly recommend do not eat them or harvest them or do anything like that. What I do want to talk about, just briefly, is our climate, basically. Well, our planting season. We're in spring now. We've just finished the grand final, and a lot of you plant around the grand final, and some of you plant later. And I know some, in fact, have actually planted a lot earlier in a controlled environment. But as far as the timing of planting outside, now I was up in Shepparton yesterday, today, and the weather last night was really mild. So they consider it to be, you know, relatively cool, but by comparison to Lethbridge, and that's what I'm doing here, is comparing. Have a look at this tomato. I took it outside, left it in its pot. I haven't planted it. It's gone backwards, cooked, destroyed. Now I'm going to bury it in the ground and layer the whole thing. Maybe it'll take off, but at the end of the day, this is not how you want to start off your tomato plants in the garden, backwards, then expect them to recover and really give you a wonderful crop. But when it comes to planting tomatoes, you really need to have the soil temperature at minimum at night. This is my one. 10, maybe 12 degrees consistently, 3, 4, 5 a week in a row, and daytime temperature to be above 18 consistently, around about, give or take. If you're not getting that where you live, then your tomato plants really aren't going to take off going gangbusters in any form. They're going to struggle a little bit. So you want the temperature at nighttime specifically to be above 10 degrees. My number would be around 12 degrees. Now that might be a little bit high for some of you depending where you live, but I can tell you in Shepparton, you can well and truly be planting out your tomatoes, folks. And what a wonderful group of people you guys are up there. Well, bunch of people, there's a lot of you who turned up. And Craig and Kate from Echuca Plant Farm Shepparton store. So they've got one in Echuca and they've got one in Shepparton. They just opened up a few months ago, or thereabouts, and now we are stocking them heavily with all our products as well. So if you're up in Shepparton, and I know a lot of you, I met you there, have been shopping religiously online with shipping, well now rest assured you'll be able to get our products there, our bags in particular. So he's stocked up with a planting mix. So plant a little bit later. I'm planting my tomatoes, realistically, forget the hothouse environment, outside that is, will be mid to late October. Unless the weather really changes suddenly and goes up in temperature and maintains itself really well. But talking about temperature and microclimates, come and have a look at this little cauliflower in here. This one's growing in our, you want to call it a semi-hothouse if you like. It's got a bit of plastic over the top, so it's well protected. But what it's not getting, apart from the watering that we give everything equally, it's not getting that extra rainfall because it's covered over the top. So with plants like collies, broccolis, and especially cabbages, especially now, they're very late. Well, in my garden they are, folks, because we've got a really late season. Even my broad beans have not even set a pod yet. You'll see them in the background down there, loaded with flowers. This is what I should have seen around April, May, June, July. We're into September, late September, hitting October, and still not one pod on my plants. This cauliflower here, it's not the temperature in this case as we spoke about tomatoes. See the nice little head? Now I'll give you the size idea. That's my palm there. You can see how nice that is. Now that is that size there this time of the year in this little hothouse, a lot warmer than the other ones outside. Yet again, cauliflowers don't need that sort of temperature, but rather they need moisture. Now let me show you one that's been getting a lot more moisture. Have a look at this one here now. A lot bigger than the one under there in the hothouse, and purely because it's getting all the water. That's a beautiful head. Honey, you want to cook this one up? Have you seen it? She hasn't seen it. Come here. Cauliflower. No. Yeah. Massive leaves on it. We can use the leaves on this too.
Yeah,
Hey, look at
that's
that,
nice.
delicious.
That's
That's
a
ready
beauty,
for
isn't it?
harvest. You want to cook it tonight or tomorrow? You're not going to cook it tonight. That means tomorrow.
No, cook it tonight.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah.
All right, cut it.
We got cheese.
What are you doing in the oven? No, I don't want cheese on it. I need a knife. This is too big. This ain't going to do
I
anything.
know. I've got the wrong ones. I can't find them.
Cauliflower, soil temperature. I've got my thermometer here. This is a compost thermometer. Don't know if we've got any online anymore, but anyway, that is sitting now in the soil. And if you can see that temperature, we're looking at 4 degrees, 14 degrees, 15 degrees. So we're getting up there. That's a good temperature there. Let me just test the one in the hothouse just to show you the difference, because that's the soil temperature difference we're looking at. But will that make a difference to the cauliflower, or is it purely just the moisture? I know that collies and cabbages and all that, the large forming heads, they need a lot of water, especially the cabbages, to be able to form their head. Otherwise they'll become open sort of leafy plants. There's a cabbage. No, there's not one in here. It's actually cooler in here. Interesting. So we're sitting around 12 degrees in here. It was about 14 or 16 in the other one there, folks. So soil temperature, vital for spring, summer plants that are like that sort of temperate, sort of tropical environment. Well, not so much tropical, the tomatoes, but they do require that heat. But as far as other leafy plants like this, not so much the soil temperature, but rather the moisture that they need. So keep your plants hydrated. Folks in Shepparton and Echuca, good luck, and all the other guys out there, all the other regions where you can plant your tomatoes. Get them in the ground, enjoy them, liquid feed them, and keep it natural. You'll find some great products on our website, Vasili'sGarden.com, our click and collect outlets, as well as Shepparton and Echuca Plant Farm are now stocking our range. From me, Vasili, Maresi.